Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter. This time I'm going to show you how to get StreamDeck to talk to your Garadget. And that starts now. Well, I'm trying to do something different with each video, and I've got all the steps outlined in the show notes, but I'm throwing in a value add. And we'll see that here in just a minute. So let's get over here. And of course, like you've seen, we're going to work with the StreamDeck. And I've got the StreamDeck Mini, so we've got limited real estate in terms of the buttons. Now, to get ready for this, I've got the Garadget web portal up so that we can have definitive feedback, since I don't have a camera all the way out there, that when the door is opening and closing. Now, this is where we'll do most of our work. And then we'll use this page that you see me reference before to actually test the process of getting things up and running. So we'll go back here to the main IFTTT page. We'll click on New Applet. And then we will type Webhooks, and since there is only just the one, then obviously that's the only thing we have to choose from. We'll do receive web request, and we'll call this one door up. Now that doesn't mean you can't do something else, but anyway, that's the trigger we're going to go for, and we'll use that here in a minute. And then we'll go to Garadget, open door, and since I had just the single door, we'll click on create action. And like I said in the past, we're going to leave the notifications turned on. Once you're sure things are running, then you can go ahead and turn that off. So we'll click finish. And then let's go back over here to my applets, and we're going to go ahead and create door down while we're doing this. And you'll see why here in just a second. So we'll type webhooks, receive web request, door underscore down. And then we'll click on that. And we'll get Garadget. Close door. Again, I've only got the single door, so we'll create action, and we have got that all set to go. Now we're going to do a quick test, and we will type door. Well, if I can get in the field here, door up. So we'll test it. And we should have contact there. Door's going up. Okay. Now, we will go door down, if I can spell down correctly here. And let's go ahead and wait for the door to completely cycle up. Okay, it has. Now, problem triggering my event. All right, let's get door down. Okay, it was just apparently sent it a little too soon, because I guess no sane person would run the door up and down all at once. So we'll let that get complete. Now, we'll go back to webhooks, and since we've already got door down in place, we will highlight that section of HTTPS. Now, just to review, this is the trigger that you've created in IFTTT, and this is your unique key. That key is not going to work unless you're on your own login, and then you'll get a totally different sequence. So now we will go into the Configure StreamDeck software, and we'll scroll down here till we get to website. Now, notice I'm on a Garadget profile right now. So we'll go over here, and we will paste in the key. And if we scroll up a bit, you'll see door down. And we'll just type down here, access and background, and let's go ahead, and I like to use icons, personalized icons, so there's no doubt of what's going on. And actually, I want to move this one over. So you can see this is very much a graphical interface. All right, so now we will go back over here and we will type door up. And see, now your phrase on the bottom is automatically changed to reflect that. And we don't have to retest it, so we'll just copy and paste. But normally, before doing anything, I always like to do a check. And you notice one before, we did have an error, but that's because I sent one command a little sooner than it would have liked. All right, now we will call that open. If I can get my caps right here. And we'll paste in the key, and it says door up. Okay, that's fine. Or we can call it up. It's, your preference really more than anything else. We'll make sure we'll check the access and background box. And just to keep things organized, we'll go back to the icon and use that one. And that way you've got uniformity. So at this point, your Garadget, and actually let me shift over here for a second and bring up picture in picture. Now you'll notice I've already got the two icons on here. So basically, as you're doing it in the StreamDeck software, that's what will come on the display almost immediately. So we're going to go test. Let me shift over here to the Garadget portal. And I just press the open button, and okay, it's starting to open. So now that's the acid test that the webhook is working right. And it'll be up here in just a second, and we'll give it just a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and close the door, and you can see it's on the way down. So that really, okay, we've got everything up and running. But now here's the value add that I wanted to bring into the picture. Okay, I've got it on the Garadget controls on their own separate profile. And that is done in part because we're defined to six, we're confined to 6 keys here. So I'm going to show you a little something here, and we're going to go up to the default profile, and you can call it main profile. So what we will do is, let's see, let me look for, switch profile. There we go. Okay, we'll just call this one Garadget. And for the next profile, we will actually tell it, do we want to go Garadget? And just to keep things consistent, we will use the Garadget icon. Now, we've got that in play, and it's going to send us to Garadget. So I'm going to press the Garadget button on here, and see now it's automatically flipped us to that. But now that we're on the Garadget profile, how are we going to get back? Same process, different icon. So we'll go back here to switch profile, and we'll call that main. And then we will go default profile, which is the way I've got mine labeled. And icon from file. And this is an icon that I've made from the StreamDeck website. So as you can see here on the page, and I'm going to hold up Garadget right here, that is already showing that. So to go back to the main page or main profile, that's how you can get that going back and forth. And this is a little value add that I did not put in the show notes because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get this pulled off or not. So that, as you can see, is really, it's really very straightforward. And I'm trying to give you practical applications where there's videos out there that show, well, you can do this and you go do this. I'm trying to show you how, as we step along. So we've added a little bit from the last time. We're showing the custom icons. We're showing multiple profiles. And there's no practical limit to that I'm aware of on the number of profiles. Now, keeping in mind, I've got just the little 6-button StreamDeck. I have a feeling here in the next few weeks that I'm probably going to have to step up and get the 15 key one, because by the time I start getting all my devices online, I'm going to have a lot of submenus that probably would rather not have. So you can see this is Garadget. I mean, not Garadget. StreamDeck is very useful, although we're using it for something that really might not have been intended for. They're adding new features all the time, and I'm on a slightly older version of the StreamDeck software only because one of my Mac laptops I'm using is an older Mac OS X version, so I couldn't go to the latest version. So I'm keeping both this production laptop and the other on the same version at this point. So that's something, if you are running StreamDeck on multiple devices, probably just to avoid having some headaches, you probably want to have them all in the same version, just so that if things work fine on one and they're not doing so well on the other, that you've got you're one less variable that you have to fight. Wanted to thank everybody who's been watching the videos. If you've got anything you'd like me to see to do with StreamDeck, or for that matter, any of the other smart home technology that you've seen me talk about, and I've got some other devices in transit. I've got one that just received the other day that I've got to get some area cleared so that we can properly show that one. But I think you can see there's a lot of potential to StreamDeck. You can think of it as a macro keyboard extension for whatever computer you've got, but it really can make the whole process of controlling your smart home very, very seamless. So you've got the choice of either, hanging something like an iPad or a tablet type format, or putting something like this that is probably going to be a little bit easier to work with. So that's all we've got for this time. I've got, as you can probably guess, I've got a lot of videos already planned for StreamDeck because there's a lot of potential for that. And between imagination and the devices currently available, that's going to be where the limit will come in. So thank you for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. If you really got enjoyment or got value out of this video, please click the like button. I'd really appreciate it. And if you can't, I understand it. And if you can't click that, if you could just drop me a note to let me know what I can do better, because I want you to get value from these and help you get as much enjoyment as you can out of your smart home. If you'd like to click on the link in the show notes, I will send you a free chapter out of Volume 1. Volume 2 is well underway at this point, probably, I'm guessing, midsummer. I've pushed it off yet again because I'm trying to get some more videos done on both Garadget as well as the StreamDeck that I've been working with, and it's going to be interesting, folks. So especially when you got one of those bad weather days like we've had here in the Midwest, there's a lot of things you can do this to really get it up and running. And I'll continue as best I can in future videos to do some value adds beyond what we're going over in that video to show you other ways of using the StreamDeck software. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll talk to you again soon.